Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow! Welcome to pretty much the center of Moscow. Now today, I'm actually here at a Grill Fest, and we're going to go for a walk around and check out what a barbecue festival is like here in Moscow. If you're wondering where this event is taking place, it's very close or walking distance to Kurskaya metro station. And also they have the D2 and D4 suburban trains there as well. And I'm actually here a little bit later in the afternoon now. Interestingly, there's somebody selling Levi jeans here. And this is actually a really very large event. It's broken down into different areas. So there is some booths and shops and stands and people obviously selling plenty of different types of food. The only thing, and I hope it's going to be okay, is the music is a little bit loud. Somebody here with some cheese. And over here, I think these are Turkish desserts. Anybody recognizes some of the things? So there is quite a few different stands, particularly selling hot sauces and different barbecue sauces. Actually, some of these are the products that people will use naturally for barbecuing. There's a lot of stands. Now, I thought it would be better to come a little bit later in the afternoon or evening because it's a very beautiful day today. It's nicer to come in the evening. It's a little bit cooler as well. We've had a very warm day here in Moscow. And I think slowly a few people are going home. And I'm just getting here. There's somebody here with corn, or kukuruza is the well-known Russian name for it. Some different types of hot sauce. And they actually have the strength on them as well. I'm not a particularly big fan of hot sauce. If anybody likes them, let me know. Pomegranate juice. There's more sauces and relishes. And the whole way down to this alleyway here are different stands with different food items. I think they have the, isn't it prosciutto? The Italian / Russian. The meat looks like some honey preserved drink, I think. So yeah, there is a lot of people here. There's also a concert stage set up, which we'll get to. And then all the different stands. And pretty much everything is focused around the barbecue industry. Different types of salts. If we want some salt.
No, it's not just the salt.
So I think as I'm walking around filming, I'm going to be interrupted a few times. And the staff here, actually even just walking in, are super friendly. And they want to share and teach about the products that they have and what they're producing and selling. And that salt back there was actually Arctic salt. If anyone's heard of it. Of course, I know Himalayan salt, but Arctic salt, I've never heard of that before now. If you have watched this channel for a little while, I did actually make a video at this event quite a few years ago. Actually, I think it might even be on my second channel, not on this channel, where I came to this event, but it was at another location. And they've moved it out here now because it's much easier to host events where they can play music and noise, because there's not that many residential houses nearby, and just easier, and people can relax a lot more. Our first sighting of a barbecue or Gril, I guess. And interestingly, this is actually hosted by Kuzvil, and Kuzvil is one of the more recognized supermarket chains in Russia. Hello. So, really interesting. The only thing with coming a little bit later is people have been on the sauces. What should we call it? They've got a few libations already in hand. They do have some master classes here, and actually on the wall there's a list of different chefs. This is actually a layout of the whole event. We came in down over here, and then there is quite a lot of aisles, the stage, and lots of seating areas as well. There is also a number of events being held over the previous 2 days, and then tomorrow the Grill Cup, and some different chefs can win some awards for different categories of barbecuing. There's a stand here where you can do shisha if you want to. And then one thing that's super interesting is there's quite a lot of branding of Weber as you walk around, and they've actually got the barbecue events where they're made to use the same barbecue, and then how they produce the different meats is up to them. So there's different types of competitions for the cooking, and there's also a smoker division. You'll see where people can do the cooking in these smokers, and these are actually American produced and imported to Russia, and they use the actual different bricks right here, and then everybody's wanting to do the tasting, and then there's actually judging as well by different people. Oklahoma Joe's. How un-Russian can we possibly get? It's really interesting the passion that these different chefs have for meat cooking and smoking. It's really interesting. He also has the Jack Daniel's oil bottles right here with the spray jets on top, football. I think that's the Confederate flag back there. So there's definitely a big emotional connection with America at the same time. So the actual people that I've just been chatting to are my subscribers, and I've actually met 4 different subscribers within the last few minutes, and they're actually taking part in this cooking competition that's been held the previous 2 days and then tomorrow, and they've invited me back to come and taste some food tomorrow. They've got some different categories tomorrow that they haven't been doing the previous 2 days. So if you are watching and you met me at the BBQ Fest, thank you so much for being so kind and so generous, and to explain to me all the information and share your passion for barbecuing here in Russia. They really do have some very big smokers here. This is twin axle smoker, and I was here quite a few hours earlier, and then I left and came back, and you can see the lines for the food. The Brisket Boys, and there is quite a American English theme to a lot of the different stands. Obviously there's a lot of influence in this smoker and barbecue industry that it's rolled over to here in Russia. And have a look at the line to get the Brisket Boys food. There is quite a few different stands here with different drinks and a lot of different types of cider. Save water, drink beer is well known. So there's different fruit flavored ciders, and there is a few beer counters as well. And then lots of people, of course, eating and enjoying the food. the Meat Brothers. So of course there's different types of food on the menu, even tacos, of course ribs and different smoked meats. And there is lots of people just hanging out like they're at a barbecue at home. Let's have a look up here a little bit further and just get an idea of the crowd and how many people are here. There is also a wine section or gastro wine tasting. So of course, I'm not sure most people are doing a little bit more than tasting. But this is the kind of event that you come to, but you've got a choice over buying things by the bottle or by the glass. So you got lots of choices. Then you see gentlemen like this right here, and very nice. So you find yourself something to eat, find yourself something to drink, and you're good. And lots of different brands that are represented. They've got by the bottle, or they've even got the Magnum bottles right here as well if you want to really have a drink. And then in the middle of all the different booths, they've got these tables set up and plenty of places to relax. And then at the very far end is a stage with bands playing all day since lunchtime. And then slowly the tables fill up, a few more drinks, some barbecue, and some good friends. There's quite a crowd here. I didn't realize from being here earlier how many more people have showed up since. And they've got different rock and blues bands playing. Plenty of people. Very happy, I think. They also have an oyster bar here as well. So I guess there's a bit of a tie-in with beer and barbecue. So they're doing fresh oysters right there. So I think there's a little bit of something for everybody. Plenty of beer on tap as well. So you can definitely have a few drinks. And luckily, the train to go home is only about a 5-minute walk from here. This is another chain restaurant here in Moscow. And they've got a stand set up where they're actually doing the barbecuing right here. I think a lot of the smaller barbecue stands do a lot better than some of the branded ones. The other thing too, there's a lot of branding of the different types of barbecues. So you'll see this blue stand here, Napoleon. And then of course, the Weber is everywhere as I've been walking around. Another large part of this event is also the retail side of it, where they've got different companies with different barbecues for sale and different types of things like fire pits as well, which is super interesting. And just to compare the types that you can get here in Russia to what you'd be able to buy in other countries, I think you've got to have a very fancy house to have your own chiller that you would have on your patio. They got some very nice barbecues and then outdoor kitchens as well. And there is a whole lot of companies on this side of the event. Everybody's cranking the music up a little bit now. Nice open fire. And they're basically demonstrating and showing you all the different options for barbecues that you can get. They've also got some other different types of outdoor kitchens. These are pretty fancy things. And then they've got the actual barbecue here, or smoker, I think. Astov barbecue. And it looks like they're perhaps not selling as many barbecues now, but they're doing the after sales care. And they're doing, of all things, pineapple on the barbecue. Very nice. Is that Russian barbecued pineapple? Somebody let me know. And then just have a look at this thing right here. This is the ultimate outdoor grill. Now there is a few different things that they've set up on the same wall here, but different types, different sizes. And they've even got the whole patio as well, which is really nice. These are really designed for year-round use in Russia, so steel, aluminium, stainless steel is an absolute must. And the different barbecues that they build into these custom kitchens. How nice is this? I'm really very curious for anybody living beyond Russia if these are normal. They're definitely not something that we have in Australia. I think this might be be gas operated, I think. But somebody let me know, please, if this is something that's only here in Russia or somewhere else. This is a very typical Russian barbecue, so the coals inside, and then the actual outside of the barbecue itself is where you cook on. There's actually one over here that they're using and cooking the meat right on top just there. I saw this a little earlier and there was nobody sitting here, and now I think all the staff are just relaxing. Most people are down at the main stage eating and drinking. But check this out on the back of the trailer here. You can bring your own barbecue to your friend's house, no excuses. And then they actually have the grill right here on top. So you can put some shashlik here or anything you need to.
No smoke bar.
Does it include all your friends as well when you buy the, everybody comes to the house?
Of course.
Perfect. So you buy the actual trailer and you get a whole group of instant friends. How nice is that? Yeah, perfect. It's beautiful. There really is quite a lot more to this event than I actually realized walking around, and the amount of different stands and companies that are here with their different barbecues. Although they keep telling me that the barbecue industry is very small in Russia, there's definitely a lot of companies represented and different types of barbecues. The Green Commando. I don't know all of these different types of barbecues, but interesting to see. I want to show you something quite interesting. It's called Grill Box. Now everybody's quite happy and excited at the end of the day dancing around, but these are basically a kitchen in a box, quite literally. If I come around the back here, you can get a bit of a better idea. And they're about 1.5 meters wide, and then they've got a folding roof right here, so you can actually, they're going to demonstrate for me, close these doors and your kitchen is gone. How cool is this? So you can actually get them custom made with everything that you need. And then actually around the back is the place where you can plug in for the water, electric, and then for the gas as well. But grill box, very interesting concept. I haven't seen this anywhere before now, so I think anybody knows about them or has seen it before, please let me know in the comments, because I just think they're so cool and something that's quite unique while I've been walking around today. As it gets just a little bit later and the sky gets a little bit darker, thankfully in summertime we can stay out late and it's still beautiful. We've got here Texas Smoked Kitchen, and they're doing Also the smoking right here. Have a look at the size of this thing. This thing is like, it's bigger than a car. There's actually two of them. There's one on the other side and this one over here. Wow. The other reason also I want to come a little bit later is it's not quite as crowded as it was when I was here. There was literally shoulder to shoulder lines at a lot of the different stands. So it's a little bit easier now to walk around and navigate. There's another stand here with drinks. So you can actually do tastings, as they say. And then you can do drinkings as well. And it's very cool. It's actually been such a nice day. I think it won't really show on the video. I met quite a lot of subscribers. I had some very nice friends that I met that came to see this as well. It's just a little bit more comfortable walking around now. Well, there's still a lot of people. Beef brisket Moscow. And they've also got the different cuts of meat. And I think they're in between the bands, so the music has got a little bit quieter. Have a look at the ribs as he's taken them off this smoker here. The size of these things. Wow. It's got whole trays of them. Check that out. Now, we aren't in Texas, we're in Moscow. Remember that, everybody. There's this, the guy sorts out the meat coming off the smoker right here. Look at that. Wow, I'm getting hungry just looking at it. One of the places I have eaten at quite a few times in Moscow is called The Bull, right here, or in Russian, The Bik. And they actually have a chain of restaurants in Moscow where everything is one price. Now, for this event, they have that as well. And then the different chefs here, they're doing burgers and also some beef brisket, I think, right there. But if anybody knows The Bull and they've been there in Moscow, please let me know. I've been quite a few times and I'll happily recommend going to this place. I think all up there has to be around about 100 different stands with different types of food and different barbecue items, and still plenty of the stands cooking the food. The grills are still going, although it's slowly winding down. You can see the ribs right there. And actually, check that out. You can wheel it up and down and get it closer to the coals. That's very cool. How is that? Amazing. Oh, now I'm hungry. It's really quite strange walking around because you're seeing so much food and then you can't decide what you want to eat because you've got too many choices. Now there is, of course, numerous different types of barbecue stands, but I still think I want to go and have a burger at The Bull, which I'm so used to eating when I go to the restaurant. I want to have one of their barbecue versions, so I think I'm going to have one. Looks like they even have shrimps on the barbie, which is probably the most famous Australian line that everybody knows from around the world. However, we put prawns on the barbecue, not shrimps. I think they've also got some mulled wine here as well. It looks like, look at that. Wow, with all of the different ingredients. I got myself the Bull burger and I'm very hungry now actually, so I'm going to relax for a few minutes and enjoy this. And I think we'll be pretty much by the end of the video, so if you're sticking around, No worries. I can't find myself a good spot to film, and everywhere else has got loud music, but I'm going to enjoy my bull burger. So I've been to this restaurant quite a lot of times before, and I wonder if they're doing the same barbecuing, because when you actually have the burger at the restaurant, it's pretty much exactly like this. Perhaps this is a little bit more flavorsome. I'm not a person that does tasting videos, but I think they have the burger at the restaurant called the Cherry Bison Burger. And I'm fairly sure this might be quite similar to that one, because it's got this sweet sauce with the burger as well. I'm sorry, but I'm hungry. I have had a great day, and I hope you've enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed walking around here making it. The actual event finishes in around about 10 minutes. Officially, but I think it seems like the party just seemed to went up a notch, and these are the stands here that are actually selling the barbecues, and the ladies decided to take it up an extra notch. So from the bands finishing to now everybody continuing on the evening. This pretty much sums up the BBQ Fest, I think, in a nutshell. Alright, so I think I'm almost at the end of the video, and I'm here with Alex. Now, Alex,
Yes.
you're from Moscow,
Yeah, I'm from Moscow.
and what do you want to tell me when I met you earlier today?
Oh, you are very famous in Russia. It's yes, it's so.
You're so
Yeah.
you're so humble saying that.
No. It's well, and I saw many videos in YouTube on your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I'm ready to talking with you about every problems we have. Netherlands grills.
So you actually have a stand here selling barbecues, and you were telling me that it's a Russian company.
Yeah, we're
but the
Russian
grills are coming from
Netherlands.
And you were grilling earlier pineapples with
brown sugar. Pineapples from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Brown sugar from Dominican.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and Mexican and
one more. Mexican beer.
Mexican beer.
Mexican
from
beer.
Mexico.
Corona. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're wondering about sanctions in Russia,
I don't know. I'm not sure
it's
about.
not in the barbecue industry.
No, I'm not sure about.
Maybe in other industries.
Maybe.
It's really amazing I had to come and see you at the very end of the video, so
Thank you very much.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
As I make my way out, these buildings are really so interesting, and even more so at night time. They've got actually businesses in there and different offices, from what I understand. Looks like the mafia as well. I wonder what these buildings used to be. I'm super curious if they had some other use at some point right here by Kurskaya train station. As I head on out of the BBQ Fest, I hope the video was interesting, gives you a small insight into the barbecue industry here in Russia and all the things that they have for sale and all the things that they're doing. And I want to say a very big thank you to some of the subscribers that I met today, and particularly Alex there at the end. I met him earlier today, and I thought the only good thing to do was to go and see him at the end. Actually, he was with his wife and his family. They were all at the stand together. And earlier today we had some pineapple lollipops, basically pineapples barbecued with brown sugar, and just such a nice person. And I think that's just Russia. That, of course, he knew me through the YouTube channel that you're all watching, but just such a nice person, and I think sometimes I'm overwhelmed when people do recognize me and thank me for the videos that I'm making, and I'm probably a little bit humble about it, but I really hope a few of you like this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. That would be super nice. Post a comment. Do you have this kind of barbecue festivals? I'm sure they must have them in Texas and in Kentucky and places like that. But do they have them on this scale? This is perhaps very small, who knows? If you'd like to join my Telegram channel, the link is right here. And then if you want to watch an old video on the channel, super easy, you can click this link and keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.